Hey, just my thoughts, not a review. So originally I was gonna watch Godzilla King of the Monsters, but I was watching King of the Monsters, and then after 15 minutes they mentioned Kong, and so after 5 minutes of that, I was wondering what was happening in the Kong movie exactly. So I decided to switch over to Skull Island. And I start Skull Island, and I've essentially wasted 20 minutes of my time. I'm going in frustrated. I'm like, God, I gotta watch this movie. I was gonna watch the other movie. Really, I have something against the movie already for no reason, but God, did this movie change my mind about it really fast. I loved every single bit of it. It was phenomenal. For the first half of the movie, it's really funny, and then the second half, there's some funny moments, but you don't get tonally jarring quips that you would in other movies. It's more, okay, here's a funny moment, but then we almost transition back into the seriousness of the situation. Because the movie, like how Godzilla was a disaster movie, Skull Island was more of a plane crash survival movie, and it was really awesome. I don't really like military movies. I don't really like anything that has to do with the military. I really disliked Godzilla's 2014's insistence on relying on the military as the characters that we're following. That being said, loved the soldiers in this movie. Oh my god, they're so cool. They're so funny. Oh, okay, they're not cool. They're kind of losers. They're kind of major losers, but they're funny, and they have some serious personality behind them. And I know it's like the guy's writing to his kid; he's gonna die. I know that, but still, when he dies, it's a little heartbreaking. Seeing Packard, Samuel L. Jackson, start the movie disillusioned with the Vietnam War was pretty cool because it kind of set up his obsession later on in the movie with winning a war. And they draw a lot of comparisons between killing Kong and fighting the Vietnam War, which was cool because they even say, like, if you're going to look for an enemy, you'll find one. And I know Vietnam War bad isn't exactly the most original take, but it's still something to say, and I really like it when movies have something to say. Now, in media, whenever something happens in the modern day, and that something is extraordinary, you need a reason for it not to have already happened. In this case, that device is the satellites that are sent into space to take pictures of the Earth from orbit. And so they find out that there is an island separated from the world by a massive storm, and the island looks like a skull. They call it Skull Island. Can't be named, but hey, I love it. Skull Island is really gorgeous when they get there, and it's filled with these amazing monsters. They all look really cool, and there's so many kaiju. I loved it. It was great. We got a Kong versus giant octopus fight. The skull crawlers were cool. The fight between the Kong and this giant skull crawler was really awesome. I keep saying words like awesome and cool, but I don't know how else to talk about this movie. It's just that good. I loved it. One thing I didn't like was when they introduced the skull crawlers. The guy that's been living on the island for like 20 years, he says their name and then he gets really self-conscious about it and says that the name is stupid, which is kind of like the creators telling us that the name is stupid, but I'm watching a movie about Vietnam War vets fighting a giant monkey. We're okay with a little campiness. Granted, I love camp personally, but even though I did it, it's called Skull Island. I mean, would skull crawlers really bother anyone more than Skull Island does? The actual design of the skull crawlers was sick as hell too. They looked so freaking cool. I kind of want to buy a giant skullcrawler figurine, and I might just do that. The fights in this movie were really awesome, and every single fight was a thrill to watch. I already mentioned the Kong versus Octopus fight and the Kong versus Skullcrawler fight. The humans versus the kaiju fights were all cool, especially the first fight between Kong and the helicopters, and fight in quotation marks, was just awesome to watch. It was so cool watching Kong mess up those helicopters. And so yeah, I loved Kong Skull Island. Absolutely amazing movie. And I'm excited to rewatch it next time I'm looking for a fun movie. Did you like Kong Skull Island? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to show your support, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Take care, everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful day.